Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? We're back again, another best of 5 here for you, but this time for ESL One Frankfurt 2016 European Qualifiers. The winner of this is going to get themselves through to Frankfurt itself. It's Virtus.Pro up against Vega Squadron, and I've got none other than Motpax joining me all the way from Canada. How you doing, man?
All the way from Canada land. That's me.
Virtus
It's good.
Pro.
It's sunny. It's like actually springtime now. It just took till the 19th of April. We had 2 snowstorms last week. School was canceled for the local kids. But everything looks nice outside today. It's like 14 degrees or something, so feeling pretty good.
14 degrees, and that's like a hot summer's day for you, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah. Well, Virtus.Pro and Vega Squadron, they didn't have a great time at Starladder not too long ago. It was pretty rough for them. Vega got knocked down by LGD to lower bracket, VP got knocked down by Alliance, they had to play against each other. VP got the better of them in a best of 3, 2-1, but it wasn't really that clear cut. But then they got knocked out by VGR, who went on to win the whole tournament. But I think between them, it's going to be a pretty close battle in this best of 5, and you better be ready for the long run here. I think 5 games is not out of the realms of possibility here for them. But let's have a look at the draft so far. Virtus.Pro and Vega Squadron, Bounty and Invoker banned out. Don't want to be handing those over to no one or Xioma. But Vega Squadron taking out the Chen and Outworld Devourer, still allowing this Nature's Prophet to be in there.
Yeah, so two heroes that we saw quite a bit of at Starladder and from these 2 teams, and then we're just going to get the straight up CIS Oracle. Another thing that these guys are not afraid to pick up nice and early. Both these squads too. You'll see it come up from Vega as well, I'm sure, this series, and I do definitely agree with you. These are 2 teams that I feel just always go blow for blow. I'm fully expecting the full 5 games, and I don't think there's a clear-cut victor. I'm not sure what people have this one pegged at here, but I don't think it's going to be too one-sided. It looks like, okay, 52-48 apparently are the ones I'm seeing right now, so I can definitely agree with that sort of a sentiment.
5 seconds remaining.
They gave the edge to Vega Squadron, did they, over in Dota 2 Lounge? Oh, interesting.
Reserve time.
Interesting. Because VP were the guys that got the better of them at Starladder, of course, but with the way this draft's going, Earth Spirit going to be rolling himself around, and now the Witch Doctor comes out. Nature's Prophet, for me, has been one of these heroes that kinda, you know, we've seen it here and there. Alliance used to love running it, you know, from like TI3. It's always been a hero out there that people have known how to utilize and how to use. But I was thinking, like, one of those shower thoughts in the morning today, or, well, in the morning, when I woke up at like 2 p.m. because my sleep schedule is completely ruined. But my morning, I had a shower and I thought, you know what? I remember the days when Nature's Prophet would get 1 level in Sprout and say, screw it, I'm going to go stats. Because Sprout was, you know, not seen as one of those massively useful skills. It was like, right, here's a couple of seconds of disable, it holds them in. It's not that amazing. But now, having that level 4 Sprout against heroes like Sven, against Gyrocopter, against heroes that maybe don't or cannot carry a Quelling Blade as the game progresses, that lockdown, the ability to hold them in place and kite them, is so incredibly useful, especially when there's, you know, minimal downtime and just keep sprouting. And we saw that from Ditira up against ZYF, his Gyrocopter over in the Radiant Ancient area the other day, and it's annoying to handle, honestly. It's interesting that we haven't seen like a shift to first ban Nature's Prophets or anything yet.
Yeah, he's also just someone that dominates that off lane, especially over on the Dire side. He's so annoying with his treants. He's going to be bullying your supports. When you've got someone like an Earth Spirit, you can pretty much be certain that he's going to be heading to that mid lane for the vast majority of the early game. So the Witch Doctor is going to have to try and duke it up against those treants, and you want some sort of a carry that, like, typically we look for people that can either burn down those treants quickly or get right over top of them, get right to the Nature's Prophet, and try and force them away from your lane. Early on right now, we've already got, let's see, there's a classic example. We get like the 2nd or 3rd point in the Flame Guard. Ember Spirit's like, get out of my lane, but they'll grab it for themselves here. And both teams already showing that they're going to have like this Oracle sitting top and this Witch Doctor sitting down the bottom lane. So I'll be interested to see like what kind of a 4th role we have to pair up with the Nature's Prophet, because that Doom is still in the pool right now for either team.
There's Doom,
as well as Beastmaster.
Yeah, Beastmaster is actually the bigger one. Like I was thinking Doom, Enigma when you started bringing up this point of that 4 role, maybe a little bit greedier from the jungle come out, but Beastmaster's still out there. Vega Squadron, of course. Mag, he has been spectacular on the hero for the past, 7-8 months, even going back to ESL One New York last year. He's always sat very well. He's known for his timing of the Necro 3, 20 minutes on the dot, regardless of you know, sleet, snow, rain, thunderstorms, whatever. He'd get that Necro book and he'd make good use of it. But left to the wayside for now. What, I'm just thinking if Enigma could be a pick for Virtus.Pro, maybe. It's a little bit annoying against, you know, Earth Spirit and Witch Doctor, and now the Enchantress.
Virtus.Pro's turn.
Is that going to be towards the off lane for Mag? Then you've got Earth Spirit, Witch Doctor, your kind of your solid supports. The Earth Spirit a little more roamy, move around, control the runes, while Witch Doctor is the static support down on the safe lane. But you've left yourself open for your two big core roles, the mid and the safe lane.
Yeah, we'll see where they want to kind of wander in from there. I wonder if VP are interested in running any sort of that safe lane Nature's Prophet. Like, if you weren't interested in still going back for this Beastmaster, because at this point, I still really wouldn't want to give it up for Vega Squadron. Now, I don't know if they're trying to get a little bit of revenge here and leave that off lane open for something like the Broodmother, but when you've already got the Ember Spirit, I don't think that's what they're looking at. But I know, like, VP, they took that final game with the Broodmother up against Meg. I mean, that's rubbing a little bit of salt in the wound, if you ask me there. So I spent the past couple days going back over these VODs, and I kept expecting to see LGD finally whip out that mid brood. I haven't found it yet. I don't know if they actually ended up doing it, but I was a little surprised to see VP be the ones to bring it out.
10 seconds
Mid
remaining.
Broodmother. It's a nasty beast. Vega.
5
They've
seconds
got lots of
remaining.
lane control. That's what they're looking at now. You know, Enchantress is incredibly annoying to deal with, even with the Oracle and the Ember Spirit having a
Reserve
decent
time.
amount of magic damage between them. Earth Spirit, he can just roll in and cause all sorts of havoc, but VP, they've got some dominant roamers between them. Doom,
Virtus.Pro's
able to come out of that
turn
jungle,
to
Nature's
bat.
Prophet can TP and make up the numbers, and as Ember Spirit gets into like that level 6 to 9 period, having the mobility of his remnants, of the Sleight of Fist into Searing Chains, he can catch people off guard really nicely. But Vega Squadron, that's a Death Prophet
10
pick, and all of a
seconds
sudden,
remaining.
it's that sudden switch. The click of their draft, as they say, we've got 2
5
healers, we've got
seconds
Witch Doctor and
remaining.
Enchantress, we've got a lot of damage between us, decent control, and if we can snowball out of this laning stage, we can
Reserve
potentially
time.
run over you here, as your draft does need a little bit of time to ramp up. You know, you need your Ember BOTs, Battle Fury, Nature's Prophet needs a little bit of time to farm into that Phase Boots drums. But what comes next? Sven is banned out, Juggernaut, Gyro, they're still available, they can add into this pushing power. But do you want something, I don't know, a little more beefy, something to actually initiate into these fights and follow in with the Earth Spirit?
Well, you can see that VP,
Vega
they did take a little bit of
Squadron's
time there with that
turn to
ban,
ban.
because this is really off the kind of the wall here for Vega, right? Like, no one, I mean, obviously his Puck, his Zeus, they've been banned out, but we're always looking for these very active heroes. It's not often that you're going to see him go for something like this DP, something more, one would even
10
say
seconds
survivable
remaining.
into like this tower pushing, right? Like, it's the Puck. Like, where's this
5
like big
seconds
control
remaining.
coming from him into this mid game? It's even on the Radiant side, which is often considered to be, you know, one of the safer
Reserve
ones
time.
in terms of like that mid lane. You've only got a Doom and an Oracle. Not a lot of pressure going to be coming your way,
Virtus.Pro's
so
turn
they
to pick.
really must be looking for some sort of like a big pusher, like the Lycan or the Gyro.
Or you go the other way and you pick up a Spectre.
Vega Squadron.
And then you've
Yeah,
got
that's also there.
Then you've got like 4 pushers, and you've got Spectre farming away and maybe able to just hide away and farm up a little bit more, and then when she's needed to fight, she comes in with a Spectral Haunt, and again makes up those numbers. And they're able to push into towers and find these kills, but a Queen of Pain for G towards the middle lane against the Death Prophet. One of the few heroes that can maybe stand her ground, or at the very least blink away from the Spirit Siphon. And he's going to do okay
10
there with the help
seconds
of Doom, but has to be very wary of the Earth Spirit as well coming in, because once he hits level 2, level
5
3,
seconds
he'll have
remaining.
one of each of his spells and the Smash Silence Roll combo coupled up with the
Reserve
Crypt Swarm.
time.
It's a lot of damage early on. Vega Squadron, what do you want to do? Do you want to bolster up your pushing power? Or do you want to maybe have something that gives you a little bit of leeway as you head into the mid-game? Allows you to potentially sit back and farm if needs be. Because you cannot guarantee a fully amazing laning stage, but you mentioned the Lycan, and that's what they're going to go for.
Yeah, it's not going to be quite as potent as a lot of the times that we did see it at Star Ladder, as it was often paired with the Chen, which, you know, Enchantress is great. She gets you a creep, but Chen, he gets you quite a few. You know, all that damage coming in from that Howl, but it is going to help out with these lanes. They've already got a lot of pressure coming in from that Earth Spirit, and maybe we might see like an earlier point into the silence than typical from no one if they're going to see that opportunity onto G, because I think G is one of those people that we will typically look at as the classic kind of feast or famine, someone who just has these crazy games, like be it on his Lina or his Invoker, and you're just like, man, this guy is a god. And then other times he gets a lot of pressure, and it seems like it can be difficult for the rest of the team to make up that space for him to make some sort of a comeback.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, as we get ourselves into the game, FNG, of
5
course, going to be
seconds
sitting on that
remaining.
Nature's Prophet, and he's performed pretty decently over the past couple of weeks from this offlane role. No fear, your Oracle, G, playing the Queen of Pain, and
Prepare for
Yoku on that
battle.
Ember Spirit, while running over on the Doombringer Aloha Dance. See what he gets up to. There's lots of different ways you can go with this kind of semi-jungle Doom. You know, go towards the offlane, take up this camp, and run yourself to help out the Nature's Prophet, bully out the supports a touch. Because a Lycan lane, especially the first 3-4 levels, it's not the safest safe lane you could have. You know, you might have to force the Earth Spirit down towards its bottom lane and draw attention away from the Queen of Pain. I think that might be something VP look towards with that Doombringer. While over on the Radiant side, Mag, Enchantress, he already spots out one of these Treants, and actually Solo gets the first last hit of the game there on a Treant, playing that Earth Spirit. Sioma on the Witch Doctor, and of course no one on that Death Prophet, while FN hopefully won't have to play the recovery role here on his Lycans sitting down towards bottom, but we've seen time and time again the way these Lycans play. You sit in lane until 6-7 minutes, you get your Vlads, maybe your Treads, go into the jungle, you dip in there, and then you allow your Witch Doctor to get your level 6, or even the Earth Spirit, because these two ultis from Vega and their two supports are incredibly potent. He's going to clear out another set of Treants here as well. Well, you look at VP, like, okay, they've got a Doom, his ultimate's pretty damn nice, but a lot of his strength in the laning stage just comes from his actual presence and the Scorched Earth and the creep he gets. While Oracle, it's all about that Purifying Flames for now. There's nothing massive you're going to be able to purge off with False Promise. You know, there's no Roar or big ultimate, right? And maybe just False Promise someone when they're on low HP, get the Queen of Pain or the Ember Spirit out of harm's way, but lane's going to be standard for now. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, and G just picks off this nice little ward up here. So we left that for him in the mid. So he starts right away at level 2. And no one will be a little bit behind there. So the game 2 of their series, back at Star Ladders, Aloha Dance wants to tango a little bit here with Meg, but that was when we had the Chen and the Lycan for the side of VP, and I believe the tier 1 tower mid was standing at 11 minutes, I want to say, and then by the 13th minute they had taken the full set of racks mid. It was just this insane push that came out all at once, like a total blitzkrieg down the mid lane. And I'm kind of wondering if Vega are going to look to do kind of the same thing here, right? Like, you take a look at this, the main issue for Vega that game was that they didn't have level 6 on their support winner Wyvern, couldn't clear the waves, couldn't do anything, and right now, like, that early D push also isn't there from VP. So if they can sync that up nicely with some levels onto no one, we could see a pretty aggressive, like, early push, and maybe it won't be a Rax, but it could be enough control for that Roshan.
Speaking about Mag having a little bit of dance, but it's the Samba of Death over here as Aloha Dance just making sure that Solo doesn't get any experience from the creeps he's killing off. Did get a little bit. 25. But no, that was from the Treant he killed earlier, so he doesn't actually get anything from the creep camps himself, while G is battling away with no one but the TP in from FNG. This could lead to something big. The Spirit Siphon's there, the Treants to try and block him off, but no one's moving off to the side. The right clicks come through, but the Fairy Fire saves him, keeps him alive, and now the final blast through from Aloha Dance will secure the kill. While this roll forward from Solo seems a little bit ballsy for my taste, and I think the Earth Spirit might be in a spot bother as well. Turns back to kick, but he's already dead. And Vega, 2 for the price of nothing there. VP going to be very happy with that exchange. And now FNG gets a DD rune as well.
Top tower.
I'll leave it for the Queen of Pain.
They say the Radiant side is a little bit harder to gank, and surely it is, but not when you have a, Nature's Prophet TP's there and then a Doom who just doesn't care and runs at you. So having that nice early Satyr, little Hadouken to finish everything off there, nicely played by Aloha Dance. He makes his way right back in the jungle. Solid level 3 at 2.5 minutes. I can only imagine he's very pleased with that.
That's the thing, no one's in that position where he kind of has to assert his dominance, but he doesn't have the Earth Spirit there preemptively ready to fight. Well, up at top lane, Mag, he's held in. This Boulder Smash should keep him alive, at least for now, but the Searing Chains come through again, and Yoku, with the help of Doom, pick up another kill with this Purifying Flames damage. They have another blast, they've got no mana left, but Solo still burning down to the Scorched Earth. Another hit, oh, he rolls away. And Solo barely going to escape from that nasty scenario. He'll even find a bounty rune for himself, but Aloha Dance is still in hot pursuit. I'll give up and go back to buy his Tranquil Boots. But yeah, no one sits in this position where he's looking to like assert his dominance against the Queen of Pain, which you kind of have to do in this lane. But now he's going to get turned on again with a double damage rune and another TP in from FNG. There's no Sprout, but they've got a lot of damage between them with another Hadouken from Aloha Dance. This mid lane is a disaster zone for Vega.
Man, Aloha Dance is just making things happen here. 3-0-1 already on the Doom. He's got everything locked in. Deadeye over here with that Shockwave. And Tranquil Boots, he's now going to start building into a Wand. You can only imagine the early ores that we're going to start getting between him and FNG. It's both of them getting involved right away. But it has relieved a little bit of pressure on the FN, you could say. However, when it's this DP, right, this one of these other classic heroes that has a very hard time coming back when she's down. She's not like an OD that just kind of waltzes into a fight with no items, gets a couple right clicks and presses R. She, needs at least a little bit of survivability here, so she's, I think, going to be very fortunate in some sort of fight they can get, or it's going to come down to Roshan.
Oh, for sure. She definitely needs to tank up. We've seen, we've seen ODs go 0-4, or in the old days we used to see Shadow Fiends go 0-4. They come out, they farm, they flash themselves through the jungle, or they come in with a big team fight and just slam people into the ground. But Death Prophet relies quite heavily on that. And pretty good ramp up time, get to level 7, level 8, get your Phase, your Yules, maybe your Drums. No one will probably look for now at this stage just to tank himself up, if not a casual bracer. But take a look, they're coming in again, and no fears here with Fortune's End. The Spirit Siphon is taken off by the blink away from G, and they won't commit for that kill. But DP, yeah, we've seen DPs go, 0-3, 0-4 in laning stage and just have absolutely no impact in the game. So no one has to definitely have that weighing heavily on his mind. That dying anymore here without getting any kind of value or itemization, pushing himself forward is going to be massively detrimental to not just his game, but the entire game plan from Vega. Because they want to push. They need this Death Prophet to be able to push into towers with the rest of the team. And against the Doom, against an Ember, and against the Queen of Pain, more importantly, with this massive nuke damage coming from Sonic Wave and that Scream, she has to be incredibly careful with her positioning.
I hope it was just me who timed it right there.
Just you.
Oh, that's
FN, he is not going to be happy about this. Again, VP. This trio of Doom, Nature's Prophet, and Queen of Pain are absolutely everywhere. Mag's going to smoke himself up from the Radiant Jungle. I don't know what he's looking for or where he's going to go. But Virtus.Pro, they have been all across this map, and there's one lane that we haven't really looked at, and that's top lane. Enchantress, sure, she died there a couple of minutes ago, but Yoku has been absolutely bossing the farm up here. No fear gets dropped over towards his own Ancients. That's where Mag was heading. It's only a support Oracle, not a massive kill. Not a big bonus either. Couple of hundred gold goes their way.
Game.
And now Aloha Dance just eats up a Dark Troll and says thank you very much.
Yeah, it's not often cited, I don't think, too much, just the fact that, Doom pretty handy up against Enchantress. You won't always have the Devour ready, you won't always have that creep that you want to grab, but sometimes, in that perfect moment, he gets to play a little bit of, Crystal Maiden, Dota, totally ruin Enchantress's day. Maybe even head into the Midas, we used to see that all the time. Good old days, but not anymore. Now they just get these casual bucklers instead. Like, they're too cool for normal item builds.
Blame Puppy.
Yeah.
Just blame Puppy. Well, for now, Aloha Dance is closing in on that level 6, and G, he really is the prime target here for Vega. They want to kill him. 202, level 7, almost level 8, Queen of Pain. But if you've got the Oracle maybe sitting behind the Doom, ready to play actively from this dire jungle, just look at the positioning here from Vega. Not only do they want to kill the Queen of Pain, but they need to keep Vega, need to keep no one alive. He's got a haste rune bottled, but the farm has to keep on coming through, and, well, Nature's Prophet's been given his bottom lane completely free. I was going to say, well, I did say earlier that FN will dip back into the jungle once he's got his Vlads. It's a little bit delayed, getting pushed back further and further. As he should really have it by now, and maybe even working towards his treads. He's got 60 last hits, but that one death definitely not helping him out too much. But this also means they can't have the Witch Doctor sitting bottom lane, so that level 6 from Witch Doctor is going to be delayed even more as well. While G, that's a ballsy play, just tanks up through the Spirit Siphon, but he's got his bottle, Magic Wand, and a Fairy Fire to get himself back up to almost full. He might look for this kill as well. He's got a blink in 5 seconds time, but no one. He bosses through onto this. The damage output's good, but it's not quite good enough to kill off G just yet. The Spirit Siphon gets cancelled out as well. And there's no further damage until the roll comes forward, tanked by Aloha Dance. And G, Thankful that the Doom is there as he tosses out a little pebble, slows the advance, and he's walked himself into the death squad. Another kill here, maybe going to go the way of Vega, but he's still chasing down Solo. TP comes in from Mr. FNG, and one more punch will not even be needed. But Alohadance finally dies to an impetus shot out, and no one. Well, the Sprout held him in for a little bit longer, but this Death Prophet refusing to die just yet. Syoma the Slayer might be in a spot of bother though, as these impetus shots, FNG sprouts again, but the damage output not quite there. Mag ran out of mana. He had a stick charge left, but didn't choose to use it. The Switch Doctor, G, he had his eye on him. Well, it turns back for Mag now. 2 points and untouchable. The Boulder Smash and the roll back in again, but Solo doesn't have the damage output to deal with his Queen of Pain just yet. But the body blocks, the treants, look at the freaking units! There's shard golems, or whatever you call them, doom shards and treants and bloody everything here for VP as G finds yet another. The double kill racked up for him, but Enchantress is a little bit too sticky to handle.
Oh man, so much of this just coming out too from the vision that's being provided by VP right now. Like that first time where G's tanking up the mid lane, it's all because they have this ward up here that was spotting that rotation from the Earth Spirit, so he didn't feel threatened, allowing them to kind of waste their resources, bait them in a little bit deeper, and in the end you can see how much it pays off for G just, you know, by the fact that he didn't die. So, oh Vega, this is such a hard game to get back into. After all that, Solo, he's still sitting just cracking into level 4. He's kind of that catalyst that they need to actually kill G, because you're so far behind on no one. You really don't want to commit one of those points to the silence. You know, you're waiting for that big team fight, all those crypt swarms, those soul siphons. And without those, like, I don't see how he's going to get back into the game. So how do you actually kill G right now?
I really don't know. And you're looking at the carry here for Vega, right? The Lycan. It's not as though he's got a stunner or a disable to lock the Queen of Pain in place. I don't think they can actively look for solo pickoffs at this point. They don't have that kind of lineup. Maybe if they smoke up and look for a little skirmish, a bit of a brawl up towards top lane, look for the top tier 1. Because even going for a sneaky Roshan here is going to be difficult, but they've finally given Syoma that level 6, or at least halfway to it on his bottom lane. While FN, Vlad's 1400 gold saved up. Is this going to be a game where we see the Solar Crest from the Lycan, or is it going to be straight into that Necro Book? He's picked up a Sage's Mask. We've seen this before though. Sage's Mask doesn't necessarily mean Solar Crest. Sometimes they just want it for the extra mana regen.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he'll end up with that. It might be kind of a recovery item too, just for the medallion, but Meg, he ends up smoking by himself over here with like some troll creeps. I'm really not sure what just happened there. I don't know if it was a misclick or what. But it's... Oh, it actually won't pop. Now they're going to know. They put down the sentry.
Oh, gee. They found him. He's going to blink himself away, and he's not quite dead just yet. Mag, impetus shot ready. He might be able to get into range for this one as the Doom comes forward. And they won't find the kill. Gee, very fortunate to escape with his life there. One more stun. One more instance of nuke damage was all they really needed, but Vega didn't quite have it. They're going to chase onto No Fear now, though. Impetus, the shot's out, but the Sprout is down. And then... not deciding to dive in behind the tier 1, we'll just look for the actual objective instead. The Glyph is forced, but the rest of VP, they're coming in from the side. This is the flank maneuver they've been looking for. G has his ultimate available again, and the Doom is ready with its level 6 Aloha dance, and the tier 1 didn't even drop.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, they were so close to that pick-off too. If only they were able to get G. If only that level 6 had been done there on Syoma.
Middle tower is under attack.
But it doesn't look like they're going to fall for this one. But this is that big tower, right? This is what everyone talks about. It's that Radiant side, tier 1. And you've got a Lycan on your team who wants to abuse this jungle as much as possible. So the earlier that you're going to be able to knock this down, the harder his life's going to be. And the whole time, Yoko's just been farming. I mean, he has not been required. He's got his bots. Life is good. And how are you even going to lock this guy down?
Oh yeah, there's an Ember Spirit.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of in this game, guys. I don't know. Sitting up top for a while. Oh, bye. Oh, that impetus, though. That'll be a good one. Boom! Half your HP.
He's got his bottle as well, but he'll give the illusion rune over to G, who's making great strides into that orchid. And Solo, he's finally going to reach that level 6 point, but Syoma, it's just such a tragic state of affairs here, where your 2 supports are level 5 each, and you've got a level 10 Ember Spirit, level 9 Queen of Pain. That's level 8 Nature's Prophet from the offlane. Phase Drum's already done. He's James Bond incarnate here, FNG 007. And he can actually look to maybe try and solo down some of these supports if he can catch them off guard, which is why Solo, that's the buddy system. Stick with Mag, stick with the Enchantress. Just keep people paired up so they don't get dropped. Syoma dived here by Yoku. Damage output's good. He's got 5 stick charges to maybe remnant himself away, but he's just looking to kill him. The Witch Doctor and he'll burn through from the Flame Guard. And now the Sprout forward onto FN. But he's got a Quelling Blade to move himself forward while the TP cancelled. Yoku maybe stuck now in an awkward position, but there's the false promise through in from the Oracle. The Doom onto no one, but he already popped his Ghost, coming through with the big ultimate as well, but Lohan's jumping himself away, but no fear, will not have that luxury. G can't trust them all with a big ulti, but FN can't kill off FNG. And now, well, VP will lose a 2-for-3 exchange there, and that's a pretty good fight for Vega. The only big thing is the Death Prophet died.
Yeah, I'd have to call that a win. In fact, it is even in the gold, but just trying to get something back on the board for them. Mid lane looks like G, though.
Oh, the Death Ward. Oh, FNG. He does care about that damage, but he still trapped Sioma in the cage of treants. And Virtus.Pro, there we go. Add another knock to the belt. They'll get a kill. And now it kind of tilts in their favor, because even though it's 3 losses from Vega and 2 losses from VP, any fight win here for Vega, or any fights trade basically, is going to be worthwhile for you. But if the Death Prophet survived there, you'd say it was a massive win for them.
Yeah, and he even made the right play, right? Like, he popped the Ghost before TPing in, and the Doom still got used on him, but it wasn't enough to keep him up and running. So no one's still desperately trying to claw himself back into this game. Still unable to commit any points in that silence, so they're still going to have a ton of difficulty trying to lock down Yoku, trying to lock down G. They just have total free reign, and I just don't think that can be understated. Like, I just don't even know what they're going to do. I don't think you can actually kill them.
How do you contest Roshan
how do you
as
win
well?
this game? Yeah, there's... Like, this looks so much like what happened to Vega when VP ran this strategy against them, where they just kind of pushed in. The supports were just so weak they couldn't do anything. This time it's not even a pushing lineup for VP. It's just this massive, like, run at you, take your bases, but we'll just, like, they still have a Queen of Pain and an Ember to fall back on. They're not committed to a Lycan and a Death Prophet that are behind trying to catch up.
And it's only 15 minutes in, 4-12. And this early game lineup that was meant to snowball out of laning stage and absolutely demolish Virtus.Pro and take tower after tower. Mopax, well, I'm not very good at maths, but how many towers has Vega taken down in this game? Well, we'll come back to that in a second, and you can explain, because Mag has been caught here, but the cast is bouncing back between them. Yoku dropping very low, but the false promise there, and that Sleight of Fist comes through as well. But G, on the back end, looking for the Sonic Wave in 2 seconds' time. Aegis of the Immortal still standing, while Vega finally maybe a fight that they can call their own as they take down 2. And the Aegis has popped. G will run himself away. Virtus.Pro, they thought they could kill the little Bambi, but she lured them into a bit of a trap there.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing you can do, right? Just kill everyone else. Maybe we can't get that Ember, we can't quite lock down that Queen of Pain, but you're just going to walk right up into us. We're still going to get you guys. So they knock down that Aegis, that's huge. They're trying to get some semblance of control back, but now FN.
He's going to turn and fight this one. The mech, oh, FNG has a mech completed, and that looked like maybe FN could get a 1-for-1 for the Nature's Prophet, but it's not going to work out that way. But yeah, Mopax, mathematics. Oh, maybe no mathematics. No one is doomed up mid.
No time for math.
There's a Sonic Wave there. No one gets cleared up. I think G's going to blink forward and kill off the Witch Doctor as well. 6-0-6. This Queen of Pain is absolutely annihilating Vega Squadron. The impetus shots from Mag. That's a lot of damage, and he's blocked in with the little wolves as well. Great play by FN. And Doom, where are you going to go now, buddy? You're trapped. You're stuck. There's no level in hell left for you, but here comes No Fear on the Oracle. Tries to save up his body. Not going to be enough, though. And Mag is all of a sudden on a mega kill streak here. The Enchantress racking up a couple of kills. Right. Can we do the maths question now? Mopax, how many towers has Vega taken?
Oh, it's 0.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem. How many Roshans have they taken?
Also 0, I think.
Oh, uh-oh. That's not good for a Lycan lineup. That mathematically, that adds up to a very low win % chance.
I believe you are correct. Especially when Yoku is like 1100 gold away from his Battle Fury.
Oh, now they have to try and find a way back into this, right? So, with VP, it was also very early in the game, and so you don't have the massive amount of farm, and they were able to quite literally walk down and take that lane of Rax when they had the Lycan heading into that mid lane. So maybe Vega, you know, they've got some pretty advantageous fights. Some fights that I don't think should have went so well for them simply because of like the way they walked in. You didn't need these control elements that you generally look for, these initiations from Vega, simply because VP kind of waltzed into them. So, you know, that happens again. Look right here. Maybe he'll blink right into the Earth Spirit. Okay, this is going to be tough to get out of.
Yeah. G is finally stopped. Unstoppable streak means nothing. Vega. 658 gold over to your Death Prophet. Now, what does that give him? He did go for the drums and treads. And with 1300 saved up, I don't know, Yule Scepter is still on the cards. You could even look for, you know, a Ghost Scepter or something like that if you really wanted to. Oh, Mag corner mid, trapped in place. The damage up was looking pretty good, and with the Purifying Flames and that Infernal Blade, Mag was on the wrong side of the river.
Dire's structures are
Poor little Bambi.
That's all we needed, right? Level of silence from no one. Able to get it down now. He's got a couple levels stacked up. They get a tower. Things are turning their way up. Now, of course, they did lose Meg, though, so... kind of one of those guys that you want to see tanking up during the fight, waltzing around, being annoying. Tons of damage still from Impetus, even just level 2 with that Dragonlance drums. He's not massively high in the net worth chart, but it's enough to get the job done. When you're just kind of this, what turns out to be a 3-role Enchantress for our game here today. Not too often seen anymore.
But that's the thing, right? When you look at the actual role attribution and the gold spread between them, Doom is ahead of the Death Prophet. Doom is ahead of the Enchantress. Doom is miles ahead of the Earth Spirit. And then there's the Witch Doctor down at the bottom with like brown boots and bracer. Nothing really to call his own. He's a hobo. He's got the satchel on his back and he's walking himself around, handkerchief and stick, riding the tracks. Poor lonely Witch Doctor. I'm going to smoke up here and try and play aggressively into this one. Tier 1 still standing at top and mid. But I think the Dire jungle is where they kind of want to go, knowing that VP probably not in the Radiant jungle right now after the movement they just made up at top lane. They're pinging out and also getting some good observer wards and vision. Sioma's holding onto 2 of them. It's going to be vitally important here for Vega just to try and grab themselves back into this game. But VP...
Well, look at the wave pushing in mid, though. Like, they know this is happening. There's no way VP are not fully aware of exactly what's going on. Dance is just so tanky, he's basically like trying to scout it out.
But
there they are.
That little step he did there, where he stands on top of the high ground, he knows that there's a chance there just below him as well. He's just making sure he keeps the like vision advantage, looking down all the avenues he can. But now they've shown now. Top lane, there's 4 heroes here. And VP might even think about battling this one. The TP Fury and bot, Yoku's still pushing mid, but a 20-minute Battle Fury Boots of Travel on this Ember Spirit. He is sitting pretty right now. Now they're looking overall.
And I think that's it, is it? For smokes? 7 minutes now, no smokes for Vega. So all these wards are going to start popping up from VP. And then what are you going to do? Like, that was kind of their big catch, right? That's how they ended up getting G at the bottom. They just tried another one that wasn't successful. So there's no Tide Hunter, you know? There's no big initiation hero here. There's no Beastmaster to roar and hold somebody in place. It basically comes down to a kick from solo from, like, behind trees in order to kick off one of these fights.
Look at the build from FN. BKB. Realizing that he will need to fight to try and win this game, the Necro split push strat or the like balling into towers is not going to work out for them here against Virtus.Pro. Especially since Yoku is level 14, 4 in Slight, Battle Fury up. And he'll start working himself towards that crit as well, so they'll just look for the easy tier 1 mid. Now where do they go? No fear. Impetus damage, there's a third of your health. There's another third of your health. Even false promises there just in case he died. The range of that was pretty long. But the push still continues bottom lane, and when your pushing lineup is being hardcore pushed into your tier 3s and no one's going to drop to the Orchid, pop from the Soulburn. TP's out from Virtus.Pro will get them back to safety as well. But Vega, they don't have any great wave clear themselves. You know, we were looking at VP and saying that exact thing, right? Early game, lack of wave clear, they're going to have difficulties defending tier 1s and tier 2s. But with Vega, they've got lots of tower push. But they don't have a lot of D push to control this movement from Virtus.Pro.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, really, I think the last thing in here, now we're starting to see them come out here from no fear. Now, they did just spot that ward, and that's big, right? Like, Vega needs to get big control over this vision game right now. It would probably even be worth, like, potentially getting some sort of a gem going, because the only way they get back into this is, like, an overextension from G or even from Yoku. Like, somewhere where you can use 3 heroes and actually kill them. And thankfully, these Wolves have been doing a fantastic job from FN. Like, you really cannot understate. He's been spotting out where they place their wards, where the rotations are coming. Unfortunately, it's not enough to save Sioma. Wow, we are not sticking around. That's what that was.
That's a statement of intent. I'm going to doom the bloody Witch Doctor. Although I announce you will pay for this with your life, as no one will secure the kill on that one. But my goodness. Jump in on the poor little Witch Doctor, and well, they've bought space and time for bottom lane. G with FNG, they're shoving it onto tier 3, and FN has to come back to defend this. He's still got his 10-second BKB, but I don't know, you push the Queen of Pain back, the rest of your team's trying to push tier 1 up at top lane. This could be an opening for Virtus.Pro to TP up here, defend, and maybe even find some kills for themselves. As FNG, yeah, he moves forward. They know that the Lycan is bottom lane, they'll jump forward. Exorcism is popped by no one, but the damage from Yoku, he's going to jump himself away from this. The Impetus shots are decent, but no one. Oh, Yule's up into the air, the damage output from FNG slams him with a Maelstrom, and there's the nuke out from No Fear. Impetus shots back in from Mag, but just look at that. He keeps G alive, finally dies, but Mag and Chantress left to her own devices up at top, and FNG will just try and slowly right-click her down until Yoku slices her.
Yeah, nice little save there. Coming in from our Oracle player, Mr. No Fear. So ensuring this Queen of Pain's gonna live. And yeah, he is to be the one who dies, but well, Vega, they managed to pick up that 1 kill, and FN is getting more space. He's trying to build up some items. They do just lose their courier as well, it looks like, which had nothing on it. And it's going to be the Manta style here from Yoku. So, of course, that one element of control, not wanting to go into that Battle Fury. He's like, it's a couple of silences. I can handle this. I'll just pick, or rather the BKB. And G will grab the BKB of his own. So, I feel like these are the 2 big kind of key items coming out here that they should be able to take virtually any fight.
Does look rough for Vega Squadron. 10 to 21. What's the overall lead anyway? 12,000. It's not been a massive spike over the past couple of minutes. It's just been kind of slow and steady here. We've not stemmed the bleeding though. This hemorrhage of push coming in from Virtus.Pro is almost unstoppable. Well, Mag, yeah, you're building into Aghanim Scepter, and well, it's going to deal out a lot of damage, but you're still lacking that control. Solo on this Earth Spirit, he's not had an amazing game, you know, from laning stage to mid-game team fights. It's been a little bit lackluster on this Earth Spirit. I don't know if it's just not expecting where VP are going or being out of position a little bit. But he's got his Veil now. With that magic damage, being able to control them up could be decent for them.
He didn't really have like that partnership to actually do anything early on. Like, he was trying to work with like an Enchantress up against an Ember Spirit, and maybe that was their best potential. Trying to get something going up there, but the mid lane was just like a total wash, right? Like a Doom coming in, a Queen of Pain. Very difficult for an Earth Spirit to do anything, especially when the game just right away was going to VP's favor. Like that extremely early momentum that you really need on your Earth Spirit if you want to kind of secure that initial couple of ganks there.
Well, it is Roshan time.
Yep.
Oh,
this feels desperate, but I think it's needed. You can't give this up, right?
But do you just walk in here like they've done? Is this what you do? They've just walked into the pit. The vision is here from the Sprout, and out comes the ultimate. Lohan's just going to jump in and try and doom someone. He focuses down onto Solo. There's the silence back onto G, but he BKBs. The damage I put through is good onto No Fear, though. He's going to have to force himself to try and keep himself alive, but he doesn't get it off in time. The blink back out as G escapes, but still, Lohan's absolutely shredded by this damage output. The Crimson Guard doesn't keep you alive through this. This is good from Vega. The Sonic Wave looks decent, but just the sustain! They're healing through every single bit of this until the Sleight of Fist barely gets them 1 kill. Look for the second, but no one heals up. The ladies return. And G, they finally clear up Mag. This Sleight of Fist Ember Spirit, he's attacking from the high ground, and no one finally cleared up with the Searing Chains from Yoku. Positioning from the cause here by VP was perfect. They gave up the 2 supports, the Martyrs were there, and they baited Vega in. It looked good, it looked brilliant. But in the end, it was an absolute travesty.
Yeah, Yoku, maybe a little bit late to the party on that one, but he got there when it mattered. And G, how about that, though? Talk about baiting it with the supports. G shows up and is like, oh yeah, I was waiting for this. And throws up the solid, I don't know, it looked like it might have been 5-man there. That Sonic Wave, just total devastation. So Vega just so close, they could just kind of taste it, you know? Actually having a chance at winning one of these fights, but Roshan almost down. Almost winning the fight, and they end up with neither. So we'll have another Aegis on top of G. It's going to be the 9-second BKB now, so still very formidable. Trying to chew through that, an Aegis, and what looks like it'll be a Shiva's Guard for him. Could even go into the AC if he really wants to. I don't care what you want at this point. Do whatever you want, G.
Do whatever you want, G. The words he loves to hear. Well, Yoku, Manta crit. 16,000 now worth on your Ember Spirit. He is absolutely stacked at this point. Too bad he's wearing one of the more interesting Ember sets. Doesn't have the rapiers, doesn't have the fancy little hat. Instead, he's got the gem on top of his head with the feathers.
You're not down with the peacock hat?
It's not my favorite.
Did you just have a hard time with the challenges? You know,
Oh no,
I
the Ember, like the new Bloom Ember challenge in that Battle Pass. I did it within like an hour and a half. I did it across like 3 games or something. It was super easy.
Too good. Too good,
Well,
Gareth.
I mean, it took me like 5 or 6 games to do the DK challenge because DK is such a dogshit hero. And then the Lich one was... The Lich one, like, if you lose as Lich, it's impossible. I think I lost like 4 games in a row as Lich, and I was like, right, well, I'm going to win one, and then just throw it into the fountain. It's like, yep, there are the bouncers. But...
how you doing there, bud?
Mag is not doing well.
No. So this is like solo classic right here. He doesn't even care what heroes on. Shadow Shaman, Lena, you know, typical wave clears, sure. Oh, Earth Spirit? Okay, I'll just sit up here anyway.
I thought you were going to say score is 3-2 and 2, but no, you disappointed me there. No one, well, tragic. 50 seconds without your Death Prophet, and these waves are all pushing in onto tier 3s of the Radiant team. Syoma, oh dearie me. You are attempting to deward in a very, very risky spot. Radiant Courier, where are you going? No, Radiant Courier. Radiant Courier. Stay alive. Yoku tries to slight fist it. Okay.
Radiant's
man.
middle
Oh,
tower
this
is
poor
under
thing.
attack.
The original donkey,
structures are
too.
fortified.
The original donkey. Oh, FN.
Yeah,
That's,
this is the best 5.
yeah, and I think game number 1. I think game number 1 might be over. They jump in with the Embers. Oh, that's Sprint, but yeah, he's dead. They're all dead. Vega. I think it's time to call it. They're running into your base. They are absolutely molesting you behind tier 3s. G doesn't even die or lose the Aegis. So, game number 1 goes the way of Virtus.Pro. Nice little death ward out from Mr. Witch Doctor. Not going to accomplish anything though. But this is
So heroes. We end up with a Death Prophet for no one. We end up with like some sort of a Lycan strat, and this was just a lineup that, I mean, it's hard to see it start off so rough, and once that happens, right, like, what are you going to do? I mean, this is a lineup that needs to be had right away. You need those early games.